Well, this is a different filming location than normal. Hello you guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is a little tea talk from a brand new location. Well, it's not brand new, it's just my car. Today's a super gloomy day, you guys, and I kind of just wanted to get out of the house and maybe go and grab a Starbucks, and also I have some soup with me because gloomy soupy day it really is. So I got a little takeaway chicken and veg soup which I'm going to drink whilst I answer the questions. And then afterwards, maybe in the middle of this, I'm gonna go and grab, I'm feeling like a hot chocolate today. I don't know why I have this in my head that I want a hot chocolate, but a white hot chocolate sounds really good to me. I don't know if Starbucks does a white hot chocolate, but we will see and I will report back. Anywho, I did ask in my last video and also over on Instagram for you guys to leave some questions for a tea talk. So without further ado, let's get into some questions and I will give you some answers. I only have a certain amount of memory left on my camera, so we're gonna get through as many questions as possible, as quickly as possible. I'm gonna go in straight with one of the most asked questions, not just of this tea talk, but of most Q&As. How did you meet your boyfriend? So I am afraid to report that the story behind how we met is actually not that crazy. I wish I had some big story to tell you, but basically we are just from the same area. We grew up in the same area, went to the same school. We've known each other for a long time. He was a couple of years ahead of me in school. But yeah, just knew each other for a long time, and like most relationships, things just kind of fell into place, the right timing, all that kind of good stuff. And that's kind of all that happened. Now, that isn't to undervalue how our relationship developed. I feel like I have soup on my chin, and how it came to be what it is today, but I'm not gonna go into like all of those details because it's nice to keep some things private, I guess. But that is how we met. We just are from the same area and knew each other for a long while. So don't bypass anybody that lives around you, because for a long time I think both of us never thought that we'd end up with somebody from our hometown. But we did, and there you go. Also, actually, whilst I'm on that question, I'd seen this as I was going to sleep last night, and I just wanted to answer this one specifically. Yeah, just somebody had asked the same question, and it was, how did you and your boyfriend meet? 30 and struggling to find someone. To that, I would say that the answer is actually in your question. So you just said there, 30 and struggling to find someone. And my advice to that, like obviously that was how I just told you how me and my boyfriend met, but I guess I would just say stop trying to find someone. I think if you are focusing so hard on one thing and trying, like forcing something to happen or trying to make something happen, that's when it's not going to happen. And that's not just in relation to relationships, that's in relation to life in general. And I have come to accept that in a lot of different areas of life. Just stop trying to force things. Things will happen when they're supposed to happen. And whilst you're on that journey, just soak up life in general. Stop trying to focus on the finer details. Focus on yourself. Focus on making you the person that you want to be, because that's when you'll find the person that you're supposed to find. And that's my advice to that, because I probably was that person for a couple of years in my late 20s. Why aren't my lights coming on the car? So whilst I am on the topic of relationships and my boyfriend, do you think you could ever convince Ryan to join you on some of your videos? You sound like the cutest happy little family. Thank you so much, that's really sweet. In short, no. I actually heard somebody talking about this the other day, and it was so true the way that they had like said it, but not everybody wants to be a YouTuber, and that's just totally normal. But he is super supportive of me being on YouTube and me sharing our life with you guys, I guess, because I'm sharing bits about our baby and our travels and things that we do. So he's super supportive of that, and he was also really supportive of me coming back onto YouTube, because he knew how much of a big deal that was for me after it being really hard for me to stop uploading and to come back and all that kind of thing. So yeah, he's really, really supportive, but I don't think he's going to be on the channel anytime soon, and I hope you guys are okay with that. Also, another good point that girl made when she was talking about that was that her partner, you know, like depending on people's jobs and things like that, you don't want to go into like your office and have like your colleagues knowing what you were doing at the weekend, and like it's just awkward for some people, and I totally get that. So yeah, just not everybody wants to be on YouTube, and that's totally fine. All right, another one from YouTube. What did you get up to while you were away from YouTube, and did you and your mum open a cafe? So I kind of touched on this probably on my first video back, but whilst I was away from YouTube, I did what everybody else does. I worked. Nothing too exciting, to be totally honest. I traveled a little bit, went on some holidays, and yes, not just me and my mum though, my whole family opened a cafe. So you might not see my brother or my dad in photos because they're not photo people, but yeah, the whole family is involved in the cafe, area, and we sure did open one a couple of years ago. It's hard work, I will say. It's very hard work, but we really enjoy it. Side note, I have Will in the back of the car here, so if you hear any weird grunting, that's who that is. All right, speaking of Will, I have a lot of motherhood questions, so I'll try and like do a couple of those. What is an aspect of motherhood you weren't expecting? There was a lot of aspects of motherhood I wasn't expecting, to be honest. Probably how much you lose yourself for a little while and how much work it takes to get yourself back, because and you know what, you don't even get yourself back, you become a new version of yourself, I'll say that. Yeah, I didn't think that would change so much, but it has changed so much in hard ways, but also in the most incredible ways. I think that's motherhood in a nutshell. It's hard but incredible. That, and also how much I love being a mom. I didn't know how I was going to feel. It's very hard to know how you're going to feel when you become a mom, but oh my lord, I just love being a mom so much. It's just the most incredible thing in the world. How are you adjusting to motherhood? My little girl is a month older than Will. This is very cute. I actually went and looked at your page when I seen this because I thought it was so cool. Your little girl is adorable and I love her name as well. How am I adjusting? I feel like I'm just getting around to adjusting now. A lot of people said to me once you get to the 6-week mark, things start getting a little bit easier. I personally would say once I got to the maybe 8-week mark, things started getting a little bit easier. I'm not gonna lie, there was lots of tears, lots of very stressed out Grace. Time is the secret to healing everything and making everything a little bit easier. The more time that passes, the more that you get used to being with your baby, the more effort that you put, time and effort, the more effort that you put into trying to make a life or a lifestyle that works for you, because that's really important, you and your baby and your relationship, your partner, whatever, your family. Time and effort make the biggest difference in adjusting to motherhood. But yeah, it took a good 8 weeks. He is 11 weeks now, but it took a good 8 weeks for me to really feel like I was getting some form of my old life back again, where I was doing things like, you know, going out and meeting my friends, or going shopping, or going for afternoon tea, or, you know, incorporating him into my life a little bit more. Adjusting to motherhood is difficult, and anybody else out there that is a new mom, I am with you, but it is so worth it. And I had heard that so much before I had him, but not until you have a baby do you really understand what that means. So I never want to say that, even though, like, you know, motherhood is hard and adjusting to motherhood is hard, I never want that to sound like I don't love being a mom, because it is, as I said, just the best thing in the world, but it is hard. What holiday traditions will you begin now that you are a mom with your little? We had so many holiday traditions before him that I had growing up, so there's obviously ones that we want to start with him. One of the first holiday traditions, why can I not say that word, that we will have is going to get his picture taken with Santa. So we did that this year, and I didn't show you guys obviously because I couldn't really vlog when I was in meeting Santa, but we took him to meet Santa last weekend and it was so funny, you guys. We had this thing dreamed up that it was going to be perfect. We took him down, it was so lovely. We were walking through the forest, there was a reindeer outside. We were like, this is going to be perfect, we're going to get the perfect picture with Santa. He was in great form, and then I took him out of his buggy a little bit too early. First mistake. And we were waiting for a while, it was quite cold, got in eventually, but whilst we were waiting he had his dubby, or his pacifier, and that fell out and he was due a feed. Second mistake. He cried, like roaring crying the whole through the Santa meet, and it was hilarious. Firstly, we were like, great, we're awful parents, this is terrible, our first photo with Santa is like the worst photo, but in all reality it's actually the most perfect photo. It is so funny. It's like the typical first Santa photo of the child being absolutely scarred from going. But yeah, that's definitely one tradition. Also, we do our advent calendars too, and another one is going to Christmas markets. So we're actually going to take, are you okay, dude? We're going to take him to the Belfast Christmas markets the Monday before Christmas, because we actually went ourselves last year the Monday before Christmas, so we're going to take him the Monday before Christmas this year. So it'll be a little different different from last year, and it's going to be very cute. Oh, I like this one. I'm so glad you came back to YouTube. I had 2 babies in your absence, so loving your content even more. That's so exciting. I believe you had 2 babies whilst I was away. Okay, a tea talk question. I love how you said in a previous video that putting on makeup is a non-negotiable for you after having Will. Any other mum hacks you can share to feel a little more like you post baby? You look gorgeous. That is very kind. Thank you so much. Hi from Australia. That is so cool that you're in Australia. There was another question like this over on Instagram that I spotted, and it was, you know, how do you fill your mental cup throughout the day or throughout the weeks and stuff like that. So things that are like non-negotiables for me, or like, you know, things that make me feel better as a person day to day or weekly, are one, as you said, getting my makeup on in the morning and getting ready. Honestly, when I said that to you guys the other day, I was kind of afraid that there was going to be so many people going, oh my god, that's so shallow that you feel like you need to wear makeup and blah 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 blah. Honestly, I couldn't care less. It makes me feel good, and that's what matters. It's just one of those things that I think as a new mom, or as a mom in general, you need to have something that gives you a pick-me-up, that makes you feel good throughout the day or throughout the week. And that's something that makes me feel like me, is getting my makeup on and getting dressed too. Even if that is like today, for example, I'm in like a black jumper. This is from H&M, some earrings, my hair scraped back into a bun because, spoiler alert, it's really greasy and I need to wash it, but it looks okay like this. I have a pair of Adenola black leggings and my UGG Ultra Minis. So it is a super chill outfit, but if you can find outfits that make you feel put together, but also that you can run around after your kids in, or just, you know, run about and get things done in, that's essential to me. Feeling put together but also feeling functional. And also something that I've probably just started incorporating into my routine in the last 2 weeks is getting back to the gym. I need to get in my exercise, so whether that is going to the gym or getting out for a walk, going to the gym definitely is a luxury, because I know obviously paying for memberships and all that kind of a thing, and time, and obviously having somebody, whether it's your partner or your parents or your partner's parents or somebody else that you know that can like watch your baby for a little while. I know that is a luxury, but it is something that I really value, and I probably didn't before. There's probably a lot of things I didn't value enough before having a baby, you know, how easy it is to do a lot of things, but that's just something that, like, he can come with me and do whatever. Like, for example, today he can come with me and do most other things, but going to the gym is just one of those things where you have the time to zone out and be on your own and focus on your own health, on your own mental health as well, because you're looking after 2 different types of things. Yeah, I think those would be the things, my mom hacks is getting some movement in and just getting ready for the day. There's also a lot of you guys just saying like no questions, but thank you so much for uploading, and it doesn't feel like Christmas without you. So you guys are really kind, thank you. Okay, I'll do 2 more. Would you like to touch upon the hiatus from YouTube? So I kind of talked about this a little bit in my first video back, but I will just touch on it a little bit more. But yeah, I just took a break from YouTube because, if I'm being totally honest, I was finding the negativity on YouTube at that time extremely difficult. I know my channel isn't huge, and I know my following on Instagram wouldn't be huge either. Like, it's substantial, but it's not the biggest in the world. So I can't imagine what, you know, more popular YouTubers would get. And I also wouldn't say that I'm the most controversial person in the world, but the emails that I was getting and some of the Instagram DMs that I was getting were just insane, and they made me feel awful. I mean, straight up, worthless basically. And it came to the point where I was crying. I remember there was one time I was talking to my mom and I was like, I just can't do this anymore. I'm putting myself in this situation and it's not making me happy, and I really hate that it's not making me happy, because I love YouTube and I love making videos and I love uploading, but I felt like it got to the stage where all I was doing was basically trying to validate myself, or trying to like disclaim everything that I was saying, because I was afraid of what somebody else might say to me in retaliation, if you know what I mean. So it just got to the stage where it was really, really difficult. I couldn't deal with it. Straight up, I just couldn't deal with it. So I knew I was putting myself in that situation, and I knew that how I could get myself out of that situation, and it was obviously by making a change, and that was the change that I had to make. And honestly, I really didn't think that I was going to come back to YouTube, because I didn't think I would be able to do that again. But I really, really, really missed making videos, and I really missed talking to you guys, and I missed sharing fun fashion finds and just like little parts of life. Like, it's not all that deep, you guys, you know, it's not always just like super intense, and it doesn't have to be like that all the time, and I feel like maybe sometimes people just take it like that. But yeah, I just missed it, and I wanted to come back, and it was a really big deal for me to come back onto YouTube. It took a lot, and as I said, I think I had my camera battery charging for like 2 months or 3 months before I actually decided to. I had this weird sign from the universe. I don't know if you guys like believe in that kind of a thing, or just like signs in general, but I just had this weird sign, or like a couple of weird signs, that made me feel like it was just in the cards for me to start uploading again, and there was a reason why I had to, and here we are today. So I'm really glad that I did. Okay, the last one. Are you going to be sharing Will on your channel? So in short, probably not. Now, this may change. I did answer this, somebody had asked me this like a while back, but I know obviously I shared him to introduce you guys to him because I wanted you guys to meet him, but he's definitely not going to be at the forefront of any videos. Just before I had him, I had seen somebody remark on this, and I know all of you guys are like the nicest people in the world and you have the best of intentions, but sorry, I have to hold his hand now. Not everybody on the internet does, and I think you just have to be really aware of that as a mom, and I am trying to do my very best as a mum to be, one, respectful of him, because not everybody wants to be on YouTube, and he can't tell me that now. He's only 3 months old, so not everybody wants to be on YouTube, but also I'm trying my best as a mom to protect him as well. So yeah, that's why I probably won't be sharing him too much on the channel. As I said, may change in the future. Do not hold me to that. It's possible that you might see glimpses of him now and then, but he definitely will not be the new face of my channel anytime soon. And also, I hope you guys are okay with that. I hope you understand my like decisions and all that kind of thing. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that because my battery is going and my memory on my card is going. Everything is just going not the way that I thought it was going to. But anyway, we're gonna leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching as always, and thank you so much for sending in your questions. I love these tea talks because I feel like I get to have like a good chat with you guys. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again really soon in my next video. Bye bye.